Alright, let's do a step-by-step how to make samosas. So in a pot, you just put your beef, ground beef, and in it you add some garlic and whatever other spice you want. I put garlic and I put ginger, but you can add anything else, and a little bit of red pepper. And then the point is you have to keep stirring it so that the meat separates right from the beginning. So as it cooks, you keep stirring it so that the cooked beef can mix with the uncooked beef, and that way it does not lump up together. That's the easiest way to try and get your beef to be not coagulated, not together. And once you do that, you are going to have a very fine beef. Like I said, you can add whatever spices you want. I added red pepper flakes. You can do green pepper, you can do habanero, or whatever pepper you want, or even without. But it's better when you're putting a little bit of the spices. Cook it with the beef. That way every single piece can like infuse into the beef when it's cooking. And don't be worried about all the liquid that it produces. And also, I would like to point out that do not add salt at this point, because if you add salt, it's going to take the liquid out of the beef and make it more dry. So just let it cook in its own liquid. Then of course you have to cut your onions into small pieces. Don't mind the carrots, that was this in the video, but the carrots no. But of course we did the fresh garlic, so it's better for you to use the fresh garlic than the garlic powder or garlic paste that is store-bought. So if you can do the fresh and then just cut it or process it, that is perfect. As you can see, I've strained the meat, and the purpose of straining is to get all the liquid out. And then I saved a little bit of the oil that I put back into the pot, and then I'm going to cook some of the onions. So that's just part of the oil that I had strained into the container. Then I saute the onions, and at this point you can also add some more garlic and ginger if you had any, because remember, when I have strained some of that garlic and ginger with the liquid that I strained. But you can still add at this point. I'm going to cook some, and not, like I said, all the onions, just some of the onions. Let it cook, and then I added the garlic. I like to use, for color, I really like to use the red bell peppers, finely chopped. So you finely chop red bell pepper and add it into the cooking onions, and once you do that, the bell pepper cooks down and the liquid that it produces evaporates, so we don't have any more liquid into our samosa. And like I said, this is how I like to cook. You can add leeks instead of the green onions. You can add whatever other spice you like. It's me having some tea as I cook. And yeah, you know how it is in the kitchen, you have to keep hydrating. And yeah, so once you do that, I cook just some of the onions, not all of them, okay? So that I have two different, type of flavors into also the samosa. A samosa is a flavored ground beef, and because it's just a small treat, you can eat it as an appetizer. It's best to have it when you have put different textures too. So some of the not very cooked onions are going to be a little bit of crunchy, and remember, when you're deep frying, it also helps to cook the onions again. So don't worry about the onions not being like well cooked. And if somebody does not like onions, you can always do away with onions, of course. So yeah, remember to just spice your beef as much as you can. As you can see, I added the garlic, and that was just fresh garlic put into the processor and processed to be like fine grind. Yeah. So, and I also added ginger, so it really gave it that nice flavor to the ground beef. And yeah, just keep stirring and adding it in. Let this clean. Yeah, so green onions are also best, and like I said, you can add leeks if you like to add leeks. You can add chives, whatever other spices. Some people do dill. I mean, whatever other fresh spices one wants to add, you can always add it in. I have seen some people even doing cheese into like the finished ground beef. So however you want to spice up the beef, definitely you can do that. Okay, right, so this is done. Right, so here we are. Yes, Gladys, Miss GK. Please, like and yes, please. Okay. It's a lot of meat. Yeah, so I added some. I like to use like some more spices, so I added Tony's. And remember, any spices that you use that are very salty, just be careful with the salt. Then I added the strained beef back into my pot that I've already cooked. The onions, red bell pepper, garlic, ginger, and some spices. Then I'll stir it up, and of course keep stirring, let everything mix together, and then you can taste it and see if it needs a little bit more of your spices. At this point you can add, or if it's salt you can add. And for the salt, remember to add a little bit more because you still have the onions that you need to add, or the cilantro, so just bear that in mind. And then I put the fire off. Once everything is mixed up, I put my fire off. Then I add my raw onions and the raw cilantro. So, because I want it raw. And if possible, you can chop them instead of, and if you do put it in a food processor, just be careful that once you put it to process more, it becomes finer and it produces more liquid. So we are trying to avoid any liquid added into this. It's supposed to be without any liquid. That way, when we are stuffing it into the pockets, it is dry. So look at that beef. Isn't that colorful? Yep, that's why you use the red bell pepper. Yes, so colorful. And it tasted so amazing. Yeah, you can even do this for if you want to put it in a sandwich, or however you want to use that beef, or on a tortilla. You can absolutely do that too. So yeah, see how colorful it is? It's just that simple. And then 1 minute microwave. 1 minute. Hebu nifungulie microwave. Oh. 1 minute. Start. So for the paste, I just like to use flour. I just do all-purpose flour. I just add in some water and make a paste. It's that simple. Just keep adding your water and to make a paste for the samosas. I've seen some people doing eggs or just plain water, but this is a perfect paste. It just becomes a perfect paste for your samosas. Only thing is, be careful not to put too much. I mean, it dries out once once it stays out in the air, it dries out. So yeah, it's just that simple. So all you're doing is just mixing it to take out the lumps. Cold water or warm, not warm water, just cold water is perfect for this. So we just want all the, you just keep mixing to take out all the lumps. And once it's good to go, cut the tortillas into half. Then you stuff the pockets and pinch the sides, and that's it. How easy it is. So you just put as much as you want, not to overfill it. And then the side that's double-sided, you tuck it in to make like an envelope. Then you put your paste and make sure you're taking out all the extra, stuff. And then just stuff it into triangles, and look at that. Perfect triangles. Then I like to use the deep fryer. It makes it easier. You can put it over the stove, let the water heat up, then put it in, then turn it around, and there we have it. That's simple. Yep, that's simple. So samosas are such an easy thing to do, and try it. Let me know. How is it? How is it?
Wonderful. Delicious. Look at it.
Delicious? You like it?
I love it.
Awesome. Enjoy. There's a lot more. A lot more. This one, maybe 5 minutes.